what is the nature of the business that you're in?
So I'm in the financial services sector, as you said, and basically, you know, I have my passion lies in, you know, helping people. You know, success comes from the ability to be able to solve a fundamental problem over the masses. So the more people you can help, whatever service you provide, the more successful you become. And a lot of people look at people with money and don't realize that their money is a result from the amount of people that they've helped or served that they provide that people needed. So I got involved in this opportunity because I realized that, like you just said in the previous question, we had to change where we're from and grow to where we're going to be. There was nothing that was coming to us in our community. Even in Princeton, like there's a small Black community in Princeton that's still not the same as the other people around. So most people that come from here don't ever even get to end up living here because they can't afford to live here. So a lot of our community is gone. All the people, all the businesses are gone. So what can I do? So the money, being the money guy, you have control. I believe in economic empowerment. So if I can teach my brothers and sisters how to acquire ownership of their own economy, then in turn, they're gonna have ownership of their own community because it's the each one teach one principle. So I've separated myself from the corporate side of things and been able to go down a path which gives me access to the products and services that would be provided exclusively for the wealthy, and I can provide those same services for our community. The hardest thing is it's not as easy as people would think because of the ways that we've been groomed and what our mindset is around money. So it's really a challenging experience, but it's an experience that I would always come to first rather than take the easy route, because if I'm not free unless my people are free. So that's why I'm here today.
Man, that's very powerful. And I kind of was going to ask you the next question, but I think you answered it. So I think I'm just going to change that next question a tad bit to ask you like this then. You know, I was going to ask what led you to go into the business, but so what led you to remain in the business, I think is a better question.
Well, for me personally, I just found out that, you know, I'm not built. I'm a Virgo. It's hard for me to conform. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, but I don't want to say I want to do it my way, but I will definitely walk in my own path. And sometimes when you're in a corporate environment, either your personality is too big for the situation, or you realize that there's a lot of shade being thrown around and too much red tape to go through to get to where you really want to go, you know? And I will move to a different situation, but it's again, it's a new environment, you have to start again, and you have to rebuild, rapport, things of that nature. And then eventually that personality comes to the surface and it's like, so, you know, Reggie, how come you go on these longer breaks than I do? You can do the same thing. I just know that if I do something, I know there's a consequence and I'm willing to take that consequence, which means I don't have a problem in being a free man. I will get the job done. But at the end of the day, I'm 40. Yep, I'm 45 years old. I believe I know how to work. Okay, I've worked in a job since I was 16. It's time to bet on me. So I took a chance to bet on myself, because if I don't believe in me, who else is going to believe in me? And if you're aware of what's going on right now in the world today, look, over the past 6 months, and I think in April or June, 4.5 million people just walked away from their jobs. September, over 4 million people left. They're calling this the Great Resignation. And I'm in a position where I get to take my kid to school every day, pick them up from school every day, never miss a practice. No one telling me when I can go on vacation, why I can't go to the bathroom, things of that nature. And I get to be paid based on me. See, when people have a job, they don't realize that it doesn't matter how smart you are, how many times you show up to the job on time, they're paying you for the position. They're not paying you for you. You see, when you go into business for yourself and you're able to put something together, you'll realize that you're 4 to 7 times more valuable than you are if you're working a job. There's no cap. So that's why I'm excited. That's why I stayed in it. And it's also as an example, not just to my children, but as an example to myself. You know, I have to face me every day. So to challenge myself, I know nothing will change until I change. And when I start to change, the world changes.
That's certainly a powerful statement. And, you know, with us being here in America being built on capitalism, and capitalism being built on the entrepreneur. So we're always in the era of the entrepreneur. And, you know, what better time than now? Because as you alluded to, the great resignation, the vast majority of those people are never coming back to the workforce. But you know, that's certainly another conversation that we could have.
Oh yeah.
Now, I heard you mention about fitness. What motivates you in that area, and how is fitness connected to wealth? And health is wealth, and wealth is health. How does fitness fit into that? Pun intended.
I mean, I think that at the end of the day, in order for you to take on the world, in order for you to take yourself to another height, it's all in the mind. It's a mindset thing. And being in good shape, I mean, physical health gives you stamina. Okay, it gives you the ability to start early, stay late, more often than not. It also creates a regimen. You see, successful business isn't scattered all over the place. It's very regimented. Yep, you get up, do the same thing every day. And you stay dedicated. Yep, get up, do the same thing every day. And it also takes discipline. You know, Mike Tyson said, you know, discipline is the ability to do something consistently, even if you don't want to do it. And see, that's the misconception of people who are successful, where people have the mentality of thinking those people are arrogant, things of that nature. They're not that at all. They're very clear and concise, and they know what they've gone through to get there, right? So I was over 200, I was 287 pounds, probably about a year and some change ago. And, you know, just life situations happen to you, you know, with regards to just life, because everything's going to happen to this. Everything that happens in life happens to everybody, no matter whether you're rich or whether you're poor, or whether you're affluent or whether you're less fortunate, because the two rich and poor mindsets, right? So I had to make a change. I'm leading the team. The first thing I had to do was I had to challenge myself. So what I was doing every day is I was waking up and having like what we call the Winner Circle Club Zoom meeting at 7 a.m. every morning, okay? But I've always been into athletics as well. And my brother is like 2 years younger than me, and he's super in shape. And I'm like, man, I come from the same mom, the same dad. I have a son that's looking up to me. He doesn't even know if I can run, because I've been so enthralled in going to work. I lost self-care. And through life experiences, said, you know what? It's not that I didn't care. I just wasn't motivated.
Right.
I thought that it took a long time to get those results, and I wasn't willing to stick it out to see the results, you know? And I already know most people underestimate what they can do in a long period of time and overestimate what they can do in a 30-month day span, and they quit. And I start believing in these things, because self-development is also what you put into your mind first, okay? Because it's manifested from there. So I joined the gym. I joined an expensive gym to make sure that the money that comes out of my account, it's punishment and reward at the same time, because I know if I don't go, then it's not going to happen. So I start going to the gym. I start first cleaning my diet up, and I was told by one of my mentors, Reggie, you have to look in the mirror and see your future self now. So you got to see yourself where you're going to be, but you got to see yourself as that now. And the first thing I thought was, I got to change my body. And for years, I looked in the mirror and I could not get that picture. I couldn't see it, an in-shape Reggie. I couldn't see it. And one day I just looked, and I'm not being funny, I looked in the mirror and really focused to see if I could see where my abs were coming and my chest would be chiseled out too. And then I said, I got it. So I went, and I never stopped. I haven't stopped going to the gym. It's a daily regimen. I didn't go this morning because I was getting prepared for this dynamic meeting, but I'm going right after because I have to do it. And what that does is it creates a discipline. Okay, now there's no excuse. So now when I deal in business, there's no excuse. So now my standards are risen. So when my standards are raised, then there's certain people I can't spend time with because there's excuses that come out. And then now I'm more clear and concise and more focused and have ability to get to my goals sooner than later. But it starts with me. So health and wealth definitely go together, as well as your spiritual connection. I focus on meditation. I read every morning. I do my 1s and 2s every day because I only can control me. So that's it.
Oh man, that's motivating. And I'm one that perpetuates health is wealth. And like you said, some of the key words that you mentioned that sticks out to me is the discipline and the goals. And, if you speak to an author, they may write the beginning of the book, but often the end of the book is written prior to the middle of the book being written. So
right.
A lot of times, even like you're saying with, working out, you might want to look in the mirror and say, what do I want to look like? And then what do I need to do in the interim to achieve that particular goal? And that goes hand in hand in your personal life and in your business life, that, no matter how old you are, you should be setting goals and then determining the steps that it's going to take to achieve those goals. So thank you for sharing that. And speaking of goals, another perfect segue then, with like the marksman group and helping and coming back and always willing to share with our community. What are some of your long-term goals as far as reaching back out to the community that you're from and being a part of that next generation of leaders that is now emerging out of our communities, specifically the Black community?
I think that most people never get asked the question, what's your ultimate goal? Mm-hmm. And in the journey of life, we work with our head down, and then we look up and it's 40 years done, and there's no more time left, okay? At the end of the day, it's important to be able to understand setting your goal and why an end game, why exit strategy is necessary, okay? So my ultimate goal is to have my the companies that I've already acquired and that I'm building, I continue to build that. I'll never stop opening new branches because I've realized that an idea is just an idea till you put it to pen and paper. And once you put it to pen and paper, you can create a game plan to actually have an end game. Too many ideas are in the graveyard right now that never got started, right? So it's important for us to look at it that way. So for me, myself, ownership, equity, that's my goal. It sounds very broad, but it's very specific. When you say equity, we're talking about tangible asset or tangible interest in enterprises that give you leverage. I don't want the check. I want the result, which is I put something in today, and for what I'm doing today, it's going to have tremendous payoffs tomorrow. Legacy versus lifestyle. Yes, I like the lifestyle. You asked me a question earlier. I like the lifestyle. This is Reg. This is me. But there's nothing better than knowing that what I do today will have an impact generations to come. See, I want to be the face on the mantle. I want to be the face on the mantle. You know, who is that? That's your great grandfather right there. That man is the reason why you're here and you fly all over the world any day you want to. Okay. I really see that. It doesn't have, and I don't believe it has to be specific. Now and I believe that you should be selfish with definite your goals. And you have to be selfish and be very selfish because they're yours. As a whole, it should have a lasting impact on the community because I believe firmly in each one teach one. You know, we need a community that's thriving on all levels, you know, so that we never have to leave our community for anything we need. And look, there doesn't have to just be one Black lawyer and everyone go to that guy. Okay, there could be several. And guess what? I'm okay that you didn't come to me today. You still kept it in the community. You know what I'm saying? Then we can have. It doesn't have to be so specific to. Well, I'll be the mayor. You're the constable. It doesn't have to be that. Let's just have our own, right? Real estate, obviously, because that's land, and you can't. There's never going to be more land created. Okay. So we need to occupy and have ownership there, okay? That's one of my goals. So I've always had a dream to own like a block, like really own a block. Like I'm gonna buy the whole block. And a lot of athletes are doing that now. A lot of entertainers are just buying their community so they can have control to give it back to their people. And that's what I want to do. Right now, angel investments, being one of those angel donors, it's a big thing. Philanthropy is a big thing. People are making money just to give it away because they understand that the world doesn't work just by a couple percentages of people. And they understand that really doesn't make any sense, and it's not righteous. So at the end of the day, I have a firm goal to be one of those people. And I know that it's going to be accomplished through the path that I'm going. And I can't compare myself to the guy that already has $20 million and I don't at my age. That will kill you. I just congratulate that guy or that lady and say, look, this is where the Wright family is starting right here. And look, when I leave the earth, I know that I jump-started my generational wealth. And that's all I can give. I don't put too much stress on myself anymore. That's why I still have all my hair.
Hey, that's certainly powerful. It's like what you say reminds me of that moment in the Matrix. It's like a lifestyle business is the red pill and the legacy business is the blue pill. And, the dilemma is that, what if you would have chosen the other pill, what type of lifestyle you would have led or been leaving, but you decided to go with the legacy business. And that's what I want to have as well. And that's what I encourage people to have. There's not a right or wrong answer with that one, whether you want to live a lifestyle, have a lifestyle business, kudos to you, hats off to you. But, I know if you're trying to make systemic change and we really dig deep into our community for generations to come and create opportunities and allow that wealth to circulate where there are multiple lawyers and there's just a thriving community, it's certainly going to take most of us to live and have a legacy business and not a lifestyle business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the lifestyle comes after you cemented the legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, you don't put the cart before the horse,
mm-hmm.
right? And I'm gonna just interject one. There was a man that I met right off of West State Street. What's the name of your street?
Eastfield.
Yeah, actually, right on Eastfield. In fact, he was coming out of your house, okay? And he came to me. It's your father. He said, "Hey, man, like when are you gonna start your next generation, man?" He said, "You can't leave here without leaving something behind."
Mm-hmm.
Your dad told me that.
Wow.
And I never forgot that. The legacy can't go on unless you have some fruit. You got to bear fruit first. So I keep that in my heart, which your father shared with me all till this day. That's why I'm able to exactly give it right back to you. So yeah, full circle. Mr. McIntosh, the big Mr. McIntosh, he gave me a couple words that resonated with me. And it was like, basically, Reg, I need to get my act together. Like, yo, life is not a party. Like, there's more to life than just living for yourself.
Right.
And like you said, it's not a right or wrong answer. Mm-hmm. But obviously, inside of me, deeply embedded in me, was the fact that I wanted to be a family man. And I just never stepped into it. So hats off to your father. Thanks a lot, Mr. McIntosh.
Oh, now, how can members of the entrepreneur group, entrepreneur chamber, I'm going to edit this part out, Reg. I'm just going to say it over again.
Mm-hmm.
How can members of the entrepreneur chamber follow your journey and contact you?
I mean, that's easy, man. I'm not big enough to hide. I need everybody to know where I am, right? You can call me directly. You can email me personally. You can look at me on Instagram. I've just started trying to use these reels and things, trying to look, I'm trying everything. I'm definitely going to be more resourceful in building my social media platform. Again, when you know the right people, you just have to take advantage of it right now. The time is now. You don't think about, well, I don't know anything about it. I've lost that stigma. I need to know it. No, you don't need to know it. Just go into it and you'll learn it as you grow. It's called failure. Failure is essential to a successful person's life, right? So I'm not afraid to run into walls. So I'm gonna be building my social media platform. You can find me there. I do have a small group on Facebook, right way, WRIGHT, financial fitness. So again, going back to the fact that my brother, who was is in tremendous shape, healthy, he had right way fitness. And I said, let me borrow that and put financial in front of it, because I am in the financial business. So, they both go hand in hand. So definitely you can reach me there, but I have no problem sharing my information now. If you need to call me, if you think that there's something I can answer for you, call me 609-672-5061, or reach me at the Marksman Group at gmail.com, and we can go from there.
Awesome, man. So what we're going to do is just to help humanize all of this and allow the audience to soak in the powerful, invaluable, life-changing information that you just provided so eloquently, provided to the members of the Entrepreneur Chamber. As we wrap up this interview, I just want to say thank you again, man. So for taking out the time to stop by and to speaking with us. Like I said, you're like a brother to me. I've known you for nearly 2.5 decades, man.
Yeah, long time.
I think about it like decades, man. So it goes back, man. And so what we're going to do is just, yes, sir. So what we're going to do is just go into like an off the cuff round, because I do know, you and I share a music background with hip hop. So I was going to ask you just one thing, because you have the verses out here. As us being in our 40s, mid 40s, not going to give out our exact age, but being in our mid 40s, man, we certainly came up under the golden era of hip hop. So this is a big question that circulates on a lot of platforms, and we just want to be all inclusive. So now you don't have to just be for hip hop. This can be across for any genre of music. So what is your favorite genre of music?
Well, right now, 2022, February 22nd, 22222. It's right now. It's the hip hop culture. I think music is spawning from hip hop. I mean, it's like art imitates life, life imitates art. Which one is it? Because the culture, it's a culture. Out of a culture, many things can come. So it'll be the hip hop genre of music. Yeah.
Okay. Right. All right. And hey, man, this is the $66 trillion question.
I know. I know.
Top five. The top.
Yeah.
Right. So you can either go with top 5 of all time, or the top 5 or the 5 artists that you're currently listening to. So you can either go with your top 5 of all time, or just your top 5 of who you're currently listening to. No specific order.
I think for me, Jay-Z said, if you want my old stuff, go buy my old album. So he's talking about being in the present, right? And into the future. So right now, I mean, because we don't even have to mention of all time, because if you don't have some of the similar names in it, then, we ain't vibrating on the same realm, So we probably wouldn't even have a conversation, because it would never come up. So we already know that, right? But as of today, my focus is the mindset, right? So if it's not incongruent with where I'm trying to go, then I just eliminate it. So I listen to things that are taking me to the next level. And I'll be very honest, Jay-Z I never liked him in the very beginning, because I was more into the more sophisticated style of rhyme, the conscious, because this guy was just talking about what he had. That's all I could hear. But now, as I follow his journey, Jay-Z's he's very prophetic in all of his albums. He's always saying 1 million, 3 million, 20 million. He's always talking about what he's gonna do. He said, he has so many quotes that are prophesied, and he actually did it. So declaration, having the ability to put something into the universe and letting the universe respond. The more people that hear your declaration, the more powerful your word is, and the vibration resonates back to you even more stronger. Okay, great. So every day, if that guy his hip hop, his lyrics are not about still doing stuff on. He's talking about stuff we don't even know yet because I can't afford it yet. But he's also talking about us having our ownership. Okay, so I got right now. I put him in my top 5 right now because he's talking about what I'm listening to. You know, where I'm trying to go. You know, I don't think Rick Ross is not like the most lyrically complex guy, but he's another example of talking something and then becoming something. It's not just he has ownership. He's doing it, right? He's making it happen. His music has underlying tones, right? That's 2. And really, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I listen to Busta Rhymes. I'm never gonna stop listening to Busta Rhymes. It's a legend. There's some new artists that I'm definitely up on, but I don't buy it or really like sit down and listen to them. I can give them a head nod. Definitely J. Cole. Okay. If you're talking about J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, or Drake, I'm rocking with J. Cole. That's the guy I rock with.
So that's 4. One more.
Mm-hmm. And then the last guy or the last MC, it's very interesting to me. He's dynamic. I like Lil Wayne. Again, I'm talking about there's more than just me listening to them for the lyrics. It's about their journey, their longevity, their relevance. Always, if he looks crazy, but he still got pull. He founded Drake and Nicki Minaj and all those folks. So he's powerful, and he came in as a kid, and it's still relevant today. Busta Rhymes came in the late 80s, 89, 90, still relevant, heavy today. Honorable mention is gonna always be Redman, you know what I'm saying? And again, Method Man still sustains himself too. And I'll give the MVP honors to Black Thought.
Oh man, can't go wrong there. Listen, man, I certainly appreciate you breaking it down, and I think even within the music, the way you spoke about the Jay-Z, the Rick Ross, how it all ties into health and wealth. Wealth ties into health. These are all interchangeable things, and that's what I love about music in general, whether that's my favorite reggae and then hip hop. I just know along my journey, what you're going through, you gravitate to certain songs, and then those particular songs and artists have special meaning based off of what you're going through in your life. And as you mentioned, even Lil Wayne, I don't or have never put him in my top 5, but he would certainly be an honor because for me, I just think about the fact that this man or that man has dedicated literally his entire life to music, his entire life. From back in the day, The Block is Hot was like 12, 13 years old, and then watching him grow from that to where he is now. But, we can come on.
Sustainable growth.
Hey,
you got to respect it.
We could just have just a music interview and question.
But since you said reggae, I'm like, well, that's a whole. There's so many in-depth genres of music you can go to. I can go to jazz. I can talk. I can go to any rock. But yeah, it's the artistry is great, and being free is an artist is part of the culture of artistry. It's you having your individual stake in the game. You being able to impact a few people that can impact others. You don't need to be everywhere. You can focus. There's so much you can get in your little group, but ownership is the key. Prince was talking about it. Michael Jackson was talking about it. Ownership. You don't have to have many middlemen. Therefore, you probably can go out for a less amount of money. You can still make more money. So, I'm very delighted to be here today. I think that if you ever want me to come back and share information, that's great. If anyone ever needs any insight from me, I'm more than willing to help. You don't ever have to just deal with me because I'm trying to give you a product. It's information. Knowledge is power, but it's not power until you apply it. And too many of us in business don't have the resources to take it to the next level. That's what bridge consulting is about. So we help businesses make the transition from the quote unquote mom and pop to the next level. but they need to have, a lot of people don't have the right things in order, so they can't sit at the table, right? Because I have access to money now. So I'm the conduit. I just have to bring it right to the table, right? So at the end of the day, that's there. And with regards to investment strategy, business owners don't have retirement plans set up. They don't have a 401k for themselves. A lot of them have to work every day. And their goal is to sell the business as their parachute, but they never get it to the point where they can create the parachute. Okay. So again, I'm the person that can help you do that. I can help you protect yourself. If you have business partners, you need to have something called key man insurance. If something happens to your business partner, the family of the business partner is taken care of. So you don't have to have all these other people coming to the table saying, I want a piece of your pie. So these are things that need to go in place. And you know, just like I know, the foundation is where you build. If you have a shaky foundation, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know everything, but you have to start out on the right foot, or get on the right foot sooner than later.
I agree with you there, man. Knowledge is power. You know, I have 3 concepts where I says where I go by my mantra of being able to picturize things, which is the knowledge. So you be able to picture it, and then you actualize things, which is the wisdom, is the ability to apply that knowledge, and then to realize things is the understanding, because understanding helps you bring it into realization, and it becomes something that you can touch and becomes tangible at that point. So it's it brings it full circle, 360 degrees. But Reggie,
do not get caught up in the scam.
Yes.
People are caught up in the scam, Mr. IJUST, Mr. Winston McIntosh. The scam, still confused about money. Stop following trends. Really sit down, because wealthy people don't use apps to get rich. They sit down with an experienced person, a coach, an advisor, someone that they can bounce things off of. Apps are fine. I'm excited about that because it gets you in the game. But when you're talking about multitudes of money, you have to understand there's professionals in place that will help you. Don't believe the hype that people are getting taken advantage of in that aspect. You just have to speak to the right person and ask the right questions, and that will determine whether or not you let them advise you on your money growth. That's all you have to do. Ask the right questions and get the answers. Because at the end of the day, I can't build a car. I love cars, but I'm not going to take the time out to figure out how to build a car, especially if I want the best car. So that's all. That's the only tip I have. You know, get into the game, learn the game, and then find someone that's a professional that you believe in, that you know, that can answer the questions that you need to have answered. Not just because you know them. Don't get caught up on that. I know you, bro, but unfortunately, look, if you want to see me go where I need to go, I need to get this answered, and you're not there yet. And he has to be respectful of that, because you have to get to your legacy before you die. And that's the truth.
Hey, you know, I want to shout out to Miss Joanne Brooks over at the African American Chambers of Commerce. You know, she gave me a statement, or she just says in general all the time, in business, a good practice is to keep smart people around you. Definitely want to keep smart people around you. All right. So with that being said, the Entrepreneur Chamber, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Mr. Reggie Wright for stopping by and giving some of us valuable time and giving us a breakdown and how a financial analyst can help you as an entrepreneur. Check him out. Once again, that's Reggie Wright, 22 years of experience in the financial sector. He's a PFA, personal financial analyst with Primerica, founder of and CEO of the Marksman Group, and co-founder of Bridge Consulting. Thanks for stopping by. Audience, thank you for watching, and peace all. Be victorious.
Always. Thanks, my brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Peace.